Wanted to kind of help you out with the exercise on finding all of the indicative forms of the verb hamartano in First John. Just because I know we're learning a lot, so I wanted to kind of help you out here. The first thing you want to do is open up your BibleWorks menu, and you're going to check your search versions as well as your display versions, and then we're going to set some limits. So on search versions, because we are going to be looking at particularly indicative verbs, I would suggest that you select the B&M Nestle Aland morphology under the Greek. Once you do that, you can click OK. We also want to choose some search limits. We're not looking at the Old Testament, so we do not need that. New Testament, we're going to click down and find First John. It was already selected there, so this is our search limit. Make sure nothing else is selected. Click OK. Now, we're looking for the Greek verb hamartano, and so you've probably already learned in your BibleWorks videos that you need to begin with a period, or you can choose this first selection on the taskbar. Start with a period, then you are able to type in Greek and not English. Alpha mu, alpha rho, tau, alpha nu, omega. Then you want to, because we want to find not just the verbs in First John. Well, let me show you this one to begin with. If we just hit enter at that point, we would find all of the verbs in First John. So you can see, and then the way to tell what they are is obviously we would need to click on each verse, and there we know that the first one is a perfect active indicative. You're putting your cursor over the verb to find that out. But in the second one, for example, when we go over hamartete, we see that it's actually a subjunctive. So that is not an indicative verb. So we need to set some tighter parameters if we want to search only for indicative verbs. So let's go back up here to our search window, type our period, type in hamartano. Then we want to add the at symbol, so shift and the asterisk there. This is going to give us some clarifiers. We're looking for a verb, so here's a task menu has popped up, and so in this instance we're looking for verbs, and we specifically are looking for indicative verbs. So once we have that selection, we could continue to go further and look for a particular tense, and then if we say we wanted to look at present tense verbs, we could go on into voice and number and person. But let's back up. So we want to stop at verbs in the indicative. Because we're finished with our search, we're going to hit shift to put our asterisk there, or you could have chosen it off of the toolbar right here. And then we're going to hit enter. Now you see that we still are only within First John, but we only got 4 pop-ups at this point because it took out the subjunctives and those other forms that were not in the indicative mood. And so at this point, you can now go in and look at your verses and do the assignment with ease with it already selected for you. Okay? Hope this helps.